Welcome to Magic to Millions,
We document this guy's journey
where I take this stuff.
and turn it into this stuff.
Alright guys, welcome back. It is that March Madness update for y'all. Some of you guys like football, some of you don't. It's fine, no big deal. What I have this month is, it's a bit spicy this month. Let's see, what did we get into? I liquidated some Fab, liquidated my collection singles from the Fab purchases from last month. Most of that's gone now. I have a few legendaries I kept, some singles, a little bit of first edition stuff that I picked up, obviously from last year I'm not getting rid of. Let's see, Pokemon, I sold none of that. My complete bundles, those are basically gone. I just have these three left behind me now. Let's see, what else did I get into? I bought a little bit of graded, not much, not going to feature it on this video. Just like a gold foil, or not a gold foil, but a 9.5 Shiana from Flesh and Blood. Let's see, I don't think I had any Magic graded this month, although Magic graded is kind of looking a little juicy, guys. It's getting a little juicy, not gonna lie. Let's see, what else did we pick up? Sealed. That's always fun to talk about. So there was a pretty crazy sale on TCG Player. Gave you gnarly cash back, right? Like that was crazy. Like if I could have dumped more money into it, I totally would have. What I did pick up though, because the cost basis was amazing, is a case of Brilliant Stars boxes, because those are wicked expensive normally and I don't want to pay full market for them. However, getting a bunch of store credit back and stuff like that, that's totally okay. That lowers my cost basis back down around like MSRP for the boxes, like 145, 150. Like whatever. My downside at that point is like so low, and then I'll just buy singles or something with the cash back that I get from it. And that's kind of like the mini merc there, is you get the TCG Player account. You have to wait a full year to get the extra, it's like 3 or 6% cash back. Then with that, you can then roll that back into more singles and then more stuff plus the 2% cash back on your card and blah, 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 blah. Now you're rolling like, what is it, 5 to 7% or 5 to 8%, something like that, off of your purchases. So in my case, it basically covers sales tax and usually most of the shipping fees, and then I get a little bit of money back on top of that, which is great. The other thing I did is I dumped all of the collections money that I got, all the singles buys, probably close to $4,000 or $5,000 in singles that I purchased in Flesh and Blood and Magic. The Magic stuff I didn't do great on. Some of the buys weren't the best cost-wise. Not a big deal. Most of that stuff doesn't move quickly. Like cheap singles in Magic is like really competitive. So like if you're buying a Magic card for like $2, there's likely like 700 other people selling that card also for $2. So it kind of turns into like an inventory battle of who has the most cards that person wants, because, you know, convenience is a thing and people want to buy from one seller. So, you know, they just get the one big bundle sell order from the seller and they get their single. And sometimes those singles are actually more expensive than what's even listed for the TCG low. In my case, I'm just totally cheap as heck. So I just buy the cheapest card. I don't care if I get 70 packages. But what I did do with all that singles money is I bought a metric boatload of Outsiders. This stuff. Pretty Outsiders. This is a Japanese case, as you can tell, made in Japan. It is very distinguishable by its neon red tape. I think it's neon. I'm slightly colorblind, so my bad. And usually Japan is known for incredible print quality, but for some reason, for the last couple of sets for Flesh and Blood, the Japanese print quality has just really not been there. However, this time from Outsiders, the Japanese print quality is absolutely insane. It's off the charts. The singles are clean, the surface is amazing, the centering is amazing, the corners are amazing. And for those of you that have tried to grade Fab corners are notoriously hard to hit well on. I think every single cold foil I pulled out of the boxes from Japan, at most I had one really lightly dinged corner. And for Fab, usually getting 2 or 3 lightly dinged corners, you're like, yes, winning! Maybe I'll get a 9. Maybe a 9 corners from BGS. So that was really good. So I got some spicy pulls out of the Japanese stuff. I did pretty well in the Belgian, pulled one of the Marvels. I got 2 of the Rainbow Foil Fables, and then I actually ended up buying one of those, I think, a few weeks later, too, off of someone. Let's see, what else did I do? Spicy here. I got my singles videos from Rudy, right? I had a couple of Modern Horizons 2s and a couple of Eternal Masters boxes. I got the singles back from those, too, so I'm going to be recouping the losses from that. What does that mean? Basically, I'm going to write it off as advertising fees, and I'm building the channel with it. It was done to promote the channel. It's all advertising fees. Stuff's all looped into my business and stuff. It's great. So then I'll sell all those singles from that. I need to go back and double check. They're sitting on a box on a shelf somewhere over there. I have more shelves. You can't see them. This room is a mess. And I think I ended up with around, I think it was like 60 or 70% was what my EV was from the 4 boxes. So I was in for like somewhere between like $1 and $2 grand, and I'm going to get back like somewhere between a little over $1,000, I think, once the TCG player fees get taken out and shipping and other stuff like that. I'll buy list some of the stuff to Card Kingdom and build some credit over there. And that's a good way to kind of like cross-sect into this a little bit. Some of the stuff you want to look at when you're doing this is sometimes when you get buys, sometimes it's worth it to just sell it to Card Kingdom. They'll give you 85 cents for the card, but if you sold it on TCG Player, you'll get 95 cents on the sale. But then you have to get the shipping and the fees and everything else. So your actual net on like a 97-cent card may only be like 65 cents or 54 cents or 40 cents, depending on how you have your shipping costs set up and stuff. So sometimes it's just beneficial just to buy list that crap to Card Kingdom and just let them deal with it. So I'll probably end up buy listing a couple $100 of cards to Card Kingdom, so I'll get some of my costs recouped there. I'll sell most of the larger singles on TCG Player and recoup some of my costs there. I'll double check as well and see, because sometimes Card Kingdom has their buy prices a little bit higher than TCG Low, which is nice. So you can kind of merc a few dollars there, here and there. But it's all about like just min-maxing your dollar at that point. So that's pretty beneficial to do when you can. Let's see, what else did I get into this month in March? I really didn't buy that many singles collections in March because I was prepping for Outsiders. Because like I said, I bought a lot. Goodness. Let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40 cases total, I think. Something like that. And I ended up combining my order with a buddy of mine, and that's actually another good point too. Something you guys want to look for when you're doing big buys like that, right? A store will not give you a discount for 1 case. They won't give you a discount for 2 cases. They might give you a couple bucks off if you buy like 5 cases. If you're buying 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 cases from stores, they will give you pretty big discounts because, well, you're increasing their numbers from the distro, right? So the distro likes big orders. The store needs big orders to get better cost margins from the distros because, again, the same reasoning and math applies, right? So if the store is buying 10,000 boxes per set, they're going to get wicked cheap prices. They may even be like, let's say cost is like 80 a box, but they buy 10,000 boxes instead of, I don't know, Little John's MTG store, it's buying 100. Little John might be paying 80, but the store that's buying 10,000 might get a cost basis of like 70 a box, just because they move so much more inventory. So it really behooves you sometimes to try and bulk buy with a good buddy of yours, if you're comfortable doing that. And then obviously you want to be on good terms with the store as well, because most stores obviously are not gonna just give you big discounts. Like, you need to be on good terms with them. You need to work that relationship and stuff. So that's something you want to keep in mind. So make sure you're working those relationships with your local stores. Give them face-to-face time, spend money with them, build that relationship so you can then take advantage of that later for the next time when you do want those big discount products, and come ready too. Cash in hand is 10 times more powerful than cash in the mouth. What does that mean? I can tell you I have $100,000. That's cool. Show me. If I show you I have $100,000, that is significantly different than saying I have $100,000. So that's really important to keep in mind. So when you show up to a store and you're like, hey, I want 50 cases of Ultra Mega Complete bundles, and they're like, well, but then you slap 15 grand on the table, they're like, okay, let's get that order in for you real quick. So that's something to keep in mind. So cash in hand is way better than cash in mouth, and you know, big bulk orders when you can get them together, really good to do. Something else you want to try and do. What are the big themes for the month? Big bulk orders. Keep your capital moving. Diversification. Again, like guys, diversify. I cannot stress it enough. I bought Poke this month. I bought Magic this month. I bought Flesh and Blood this month. Did I buy Wise this month? I even bought Wise this month. I actually bought a Wise slab. 1 second. Had to go over to the slab pile, guys. I bought a Wise slab. Oh, who buys those things, they say. I think I own more Nazarick slabs individually than anyone else in the world. I don't think anyone has more than I do. I don't know. Someone might, but I have a ton of them. Like, I have a ton of them. I have a crap load. I have 2 and 3 of most everything except for, like, the ultra expensive Albedo that's, like, 35 grand on TCG, or on eBay. I refuse to pay that. I also don't really like the silver labels, or the silver signature ones, so I'm not going to buy them. But I do love the gold signature ones, and I will keep buying those over time until either A, I own them all, or someone offers me a whole bunch of money for them. I don't care either way. But, you know, that's something to keep in mind, too, is be passionate about what you're buying. Be passionate, because if you love what you're doing, you're not working, you enjoy it. It doesn't matter if you lose money when you crack boxes, or it doesn't matter when you pay the Timmy King Rudy to rip open a couple of boxes for advertising and you get hosed. It doesn't matter at the end of the day, because you're doing something that you love with your friends. And that is truly priceless. I know I joke when we're doing the pack openings and stuff, opening is priceless, as you know, as we get absolutely pounded on an $800 Legends pack or Antiquities pack or whatever the heck it is, whatever insane amount they're worth now. Those moments really are priceless. And in 20, 30 years, when I'm looking back at this stuff and I'm like, man, that I can't trade those times for anything. So that's something to just keep in mind, guys. The opening really is priceless, and it's those memories you make, and it's the friends you make along the way. You know, it's those relationships you build that are so wicked important. And you know, guys, just stay safe out there. Tax season is rolling around up here, and pretty soon, yay, taxes, take my money, government. Okay, whatever. Downvote me. You know, taxes are amazing. Yay. there goes the downvote button. But, you know, let's, you know, stay with your friends. Last year sucked. It was bad for the retirements. It was bad for the stock market. It was bad for TCGs. It was just bad everywhere. This year has been good so far. So, you know, let's keep the happy thoughts, the happy vibes, and let's keep building up with that, and let's keep growing the accounts. Let's keep getting bigger. Let's keep getting closer and closer to those millions, and then, you know, let's all have a good time, guys. But yeah, so that was just a quick English is hard. Quick summary of what I did. I bought a little bit of Brilliant Stars. I bought a bunch of Flesh and Blood. Bought some Wise slabs. Mostly Magic singles. I didn't buy any Magic sealed this month. And you know, that's about the bulk of what I did this month. It's nothing super crazy, but you know, it's all that work you put into it and all that grinding time that goes into it that really gets you where you want to go. But guys, on that note, I don't think I showed you guys my ceiling last time, so here, have my ceiling and have a good one.